Let us consider the chapter transient behavior and initial condition. So, if you are given a circuit and if it is having a DC or AC power supply, for instance, let us consider a DC power supply. Uh, the DC power supply is providing a voltage of, let us consider, 10 volts, and this circuit comprises of a switch, and let us consider there is a resistor, and this forms the circuit. So let us consider resistance is of 5 ohm. In this state, the switch is in open state, so this switch can be closed. Let us consider the time taken to close the switch is 0 seconds. So so what it tells is it takes only 0 seconds to close the switch. So there is no time wasted in closing the switch. So the time taken t equals 0. When you close this switch, what happens is the current starts flowing in the circuit. Before that, there was no current which was flowing this circuit. The moment the switch is closed, what happens is, so this is your 10 volts. When the switch is closed, this forms a closed circuit, and the current starts flowing in the circuit. The current which is flowing the circuit can be calculated using Ohm's law. You know that V equals I into R, and the value of I would be equal to V by R. So this is 10 volt divided by resistance of 5, so that would be 2 amperes of current which would be flowing in the circuit. So this current is flowing instantaneously or suddenly when the switch is closed. So this is nothing but there is a steady current, okay. There is a steady current which flows in the circuit when the switch is closed, okay. So this is regarding whenever there is a resistor in the circuit, but the scenario changes, okay, if there was an inductor in the circuit, okay, or there was an capacitor in the circuit, okay. Whenever there is an inductor or capacitor in the circuit, we will not be getting a steady current instantaneously, okay. It takes some amount of time, okay. It takes some time, okay. It takes some time to get the steady current, okay. That is, it takes some amount of time before it reaches the steady current, okay. So that behavior is called as a transient behavior, okay. So this comes into picture whenever there is an inductor or capacitor which is present in the circuit, okay. Now let us check out the basic things. So it is given over here that the expression for current and voltage that have been seen so far are only for steady state current and voltage under steady state conditions. So the current and voltage assume constant values if they are DC circuits. In the case of AC circuits, the current and voltages are periodic functions of time. So this is regarding the power supply, okay. It can be a DC power supply or it can be an AC power supply, okay. Before a circuit can arrive at a steady state, okay, whenever there is a inductor and capacitor which is present in the circuit, okay, before a circuit can arrive at a steady state condition, the circuit has to go through a transition period. As I said earlier, the steady state is not entered directly. It takes some amount of time, that is called as transition period. That is nothing but transient behavior, okay, in which the current voltages are not constant, nor they are periodic. This period is called as initial condition or transient period. So as I said earlier, if there is an inductor or capacitor in the circuit, it takes some amount of time to reach the steady state, okay. That particular period of time which is taken is called as transition period, or is also called as initial condition, okay. So why do we need to read regarding this initial conditions? So there are two main reasons. Okay, there are main reasons for this. So the first thing is, the most important reason is that initial condition must be known to evaluate the arbitrary constants that appear in the general solution. So in order to evaluate the general, that is arbitrary constants, we need to study the general solutions. Okay, we'll be coming up with this concept later. Okay, now let us consider the main reason. The initial condition gives the knowledge of the behavior of the elements at the instant of switching. Okay, it gives the behavior of the elements like inductor and capacitor at the time of switching. Okay, so for the moment you will be learning regarding this thing. Okay, that is, initial condition gives the knowledge of the behavior of the element at the instance of switching. Okay, now as I said earlier, so if there was a switch, okay, so if there is a source and if there is a switch, okay, let's consider there is an inductor, let's consider there is a capacitor. Okay, and this is your circuit. Okay, if there is a switch, as I said, the time taken for closing of the switch is 0. Okay, at reference time t is equal to 0, so the switch is closed. Okay, at time t is equal to 0, the switch is closed. What does it indicate? We assume that the switch act in 0 time. Okay, it takes only 0 time to close the switch. To differentiate between the time immediately before and immediately after the switch, that is, before the switch is closed, okay, before the switch is closed, the time which is taken before the switch is closed is taken as 0 minus. Okay, this time, okay, this is a time 0 where the switch is closed. Okay, the time before the switch is closed is taken as 0 minus, and the time after the switch is considered as 0 plus. Okay, 0 plus is nothing but the immediate time after 0. Okay, is considered as what? 0 plus. The immediate time before the switch is closed is called as what? A 0 minus. So to differentiate between the time immediately before, that is 0 minus, and immediately after, that is a 0, these are the initial assumptions which we need to make. So at t is equal to 0, we will be closing the switch. The time before the closing of the switch is considered as a negative, and the time after the closing of the switch is considered as a positive. Okay, so thus conditions existing just before the switch is operated will be designated as minus. That is, if it is a current with respect to this time, it is taken as I, that is current before the closing of switch means I 0 minus, and if you are measuring voltage, then it is V of 0 minus. So this is the current and voltage before the closing of the switch. Okay, and condition after the closing of the switch is taken as what? I of 0 plus, that is current after the switch is closed, that is immediately after the switch is closed, and the voltage immediately after the switch is closed. So we'll be using these terms. Okay, initial conditions in a network depend upon the past history of the network prior to t is equal to 0 minus. Okay, so what it means is, so we need to consider the past history of the network. Okay, for example, if there is a circuit and there is a power supply, let's consider this as 10 volts, and there is an inductor which is present in the circuit, and there is a capacitor which is present in the circuit. When you make use of inductor or capacitor, okay, when you make use of inductor or capacitor, we need to consider the past history of this inductor and capacitor. Okay, we need to consider the past history of this inductor or capacitor. What do you mean by past history is, you know that capacitor can store some amount of voltage. Okay, so you just need to know whether the capacitor is already having the voltage which is carried from the earlier circuit, and similarly if the inductor is already having some past current before placing it into the circuit. That is meant by past history of the network before t is 0 minus. That is, if there is switch over here, okay, let us consider this is your power supply, and this is your switch. Let's consider there is an inductor and there is a capacitor. Okay, so at time t is equal to 0, we will be closing the switch. So whenever there is an inductor and capacitor, we just need to make sure in the past, okay, in the past before placing these components in the circuit, whether it was having some current which is being carried into this circuit, or if this capacitor is having some voltage before this circuit and that voltage is being carried into this circuit. Okay, that is the past history. Okay, along with that, and the network structure at t is equal to 0 plus. At t is equal to 0 plus means what is the value after the closing of the switch. The evaluation of all voltages, current and their derivatives at t is equal to 0 plus. So 0 plus means after the closing, immediate closing of the switch. All these things has to be considered while we are solving for initial conditions. Sometimes we use condition at t is equal to infinity. So here you know that at t is equal to 0, before the closing of the switch it is t is equal to 0 minus, immediate after the closing of the switch it is t is equal to 0 plus, after some amount of time. Okay, after some amount of time we will be calling this as t is equal to infinity. Okay, this is the time even after 0 plus extends. Okay, this is called as what, t is equal to infinity. At that value, these are known as what, final conditions. At this condition what happens is the steady state would have been attained. Okay, so at t is equal to the infinity means it is nothing but final condition. And at these instances, okay, at t is equal to 0 minus, at t is equal to 0 plus, past history, all these will be considered while solving the initial conditions. Okay, now before going into this, we just need to know the relationship. Okay, we just need to know the relationship. So the basic fundamental components are what, a resistor, an inductor and a capacitor. Okay, first let us consider the resistor. So there is a resistor R which is being given over here, and there is a current I of t. So this is what, a time varied current. Okay, I of t which is being fed into this resistor. Okay, the voltage which is established along the resistor is given by what, V of t. Okay, so you already know by Ohm's law what is V. V is nothing but I into R. Okay, the same, V equals I into R. So here the same thing is being taken here. V of t, that is voltage varying with time, is equal to R into I of time t. Okay, that is the current which is entering into the resistor. Simply earlier you are taking it as what, R into I. Right now what is happening, the voltage is varying with respect to time, so you are taking this as V of t, and R is constant, and you are taking the current which is varying with time, so you are taking it as I of t. So V of t equals R into I of t. So we can get the voltage equation as this. Okay, V of t equals R into I of t. If you want the equation for current, so obviously it will be what, V of t divided by R. Okay, so this is regarding the resistor element. Okay, now if you are clear with this, now let us move on to the second element, inductor. The same thing here, you have taken an inductor and you are applying a current I of t. So the speciality of inductor is it opposes the change in current. Okay, it opposes the change in current. So what you can write is the voltage which is established across the inductor is given by V of t equals to the inductance of this inductor, that is L, okay, into d of it with respect to dt, okay, differentiation of current with respect to time, okay. So that is L into d of it by dt. So the inductor always opposes the change in current, so we'll be taking this as what, differentiation, okay, L into di of t by dt. Now we found the equation for voltage across an inductor. Now if we need to find the equation for current, so here there is a current I of t. In order to eliminate this d by dt, that is differentiation, we need to make use of what, integration, since integration is inverse of differentiation. We just need to integrate this. When you integrate this, what happens, integrate it on both sides, so that is integration of v of t into let us consider v of t into dt equals L into integration of d by dt of I of t. So what happens, your differentiation and integration gets cancelled. So your I of t, okay, so your I of t turns out to be, so your I of t turns out to be 1 by L into integration of v of t into dt, okay. So that is being written over here. So 1 by L into integration v of t into dt. So what should be the integration from time 0 to t, okay, from time 0 to t. So that is your current equation. V of t is equal to L into di of t by dt, and I of t is what, 1 by L into integration 0 to t of v of t into dt. You just need to remember these two things, okay. For every element, okay, for every element you just need to know the voltage equation and current equation, okay. So whenever it is an inductor, L into di of t by dt, that is differentiation of current with respect to time, and I of t is 1 by t into integration of 0 to t of v of t into dt. So you came to know regarding this inductor. Now let us consider inductance, okay, the inductor with some past history, okay, the inductor with past history. So it is having some past history. What does it mean? It is having some current which is present in the inductor. Before placing it into the circuit, it is already carrying some amount of current. In that case, what we need to do is the voltage equation remains as it is. You just look over here, v of t is equal to L into di of t by dt, whereas if we come for current, okay, if we come for current, it would be 1 by L 0 minus, okay, that is before the switching, to t v of t into dt plus, okay, plus I L of 0 minus, okay. What is this I L of 0 minus? This is the current which is carried by the inductance before the closing of the switch. This is the time before the closing of the switch, okay. If you are having the circuit here, and this is the switch, and this is the inductor, this IL of 0 minus is the current which is already carried by the inductor before closing the switch, okay. So if you are considering that into the equation, then this is the equation which you need to consider, okay. So if there is no past history of the inductor, then this is sufficient. If there is a past history, that is if it is carrying current already, okay, then you need to add this extra term into the equation, okay. So this is regarding capacitor, this is regarding inductor. Now let us consider the capacitor. So again we need to write the voltage equation. So V of t equals, so when we come for capacitor, so it opposes the change in voltage. Okay, it opposes the change in voltage. The inductor opposes the change in current, whereas the capacitor opposes the change in voltage. Okay, so the equation for this is, voltage is what, V of t equals 1 by c. Okay, 1 by c into integration from 0 minus to t, I of t into dt. Okay, so this is the equation. Okay, v of t equals what, 1 by c integration from 0 minus to t, I of t into dt. And if we need to find the value for I of t, what we need to do, we need to remove this integration. In order to remove this integration, what we will be doing, we will be performing differentiation. Okay, so that would be d of v of t divided by dt equals 1 by c. It will be 1 by c. When you differentiate this, what happens, integration and this gets cancelled, so that would be I of t. Okay, so I of t would be what, I of t equals, we take this on the other side, c into d of vt divided by dt. So this is the equation for current. I of t is equal to c into d of vt by v of t by dt. Okay, so this is the equation for current, and this is the equation for voltage. Okay, so now if the capacitor is having some past history, okay, what does it mean? It is, if the capacitor is already carrying some voltage before it is placed in the circuit, what we need to do, we need to add the voltage. Okay, you just look over here, integration minus 0 minus t, I of t into dt plus vc of 0 minus, what we need to do, we need to add the extra term vc of 0 minus. Observe here, in case of inductor, the inductor will be carrying what, current in the past history. So in current equation you are adding IL of 0 minus, whereas in case of capacitor, the capacitor in the past history can carry what, voltage. It is not current, it is voltage. So you are adding Vc of 0 minus to the voltage equation. So these are the things which you need to remember. Okay, so these are the things which should be very clear in your mind. So V of t equals R into I of t, I of t equals V of t by R, V of t equals L into dit by dt, and I of t is equal to 1 by L integration from 0 to t V of t into dt. Okay, so next is, if the inductor is having some past history, that is if the inductor is already carrying the current, what we need to do, so for the current equation, the extra term what you need to add is IL of 0 minus. Okay, next the equation for capacitor is given here. Okay, so if it is having a past history, that is if it is carrying the voltage before it is placed into the circuit, we need to add that voltage, that is Vc of 0 minus. Okay, now let us consider the initial conditions in the network. The first thing would be your resistor. Okay, the resistor, V of t equals R into I of t. The current through a resistor will change instantaneously if the voltage changes instantaneously. What does it indicate? If the voltage is changing instantaneously, the current will also change instantaneously. Okay, there is no time taken to obtain the steady current or steady voltage. Okay, only if the resistor is present in the circuit. Okay, only if the resistor is present means the moment you close the switch, the current would be changing instantaneously. This is only in case of what, a resistor. Okay, and now let us consider the case of inductor. Okay, so here you have taken the voltage at time t is equal to 0, it would be closing, and this is your inductor, and the current IL of t which is flowing through this inductor. When switch closed at t is equal to 0, the current through the inductor cannot change instantaneously. So what happens? The current cannot change instantaneously. So the inductor opposes the change in current directly. Okay. As a result of closing of the switch to connect an inductor to a source. Okay. So when you close the switch, the inductor opposes the sudden change in current. Okay. So let us consider this in terms of equation. You know the equation for IL of t. So what is the current which is flowing into the inductor? It is given by the equation 1 by L. We already know this equation, how to write the equation for inductor. IL of t equals 1 by L integration from 0 to t of VL of t. So this is the voltage. Okay. Next, so this equation, okay, can be broken down. Okay, the integration 0 to t can be broken down from what? Minus infinity to 0 minus, and from 0 minus up to time t. Okay, so when you have broken down this equation, minus infinity to 0 minus, what does it indicate? This is the old, this is what, this is before the closing of the switch, and this is what from the time before closing, that is 0 minus up to t. Okay, now you can write this as IL of t equals IL of 0 minus. Okay, this is uh, the current carried by the inductor before it is placed into the circuit, plus 1 by L 0 minus up to what? T. Okay, up to t VL of t into dt. Okay, so initially we have assumed that the past history of this inductor is it doesn't carry any current, so I made this as what? A 0. Okay, taking this into the consideration, so what happens here is at time t is equal to 0 plus. Okay, you have taken time t equals 0 plus, so it becomes what? At time t is equal to what? 0 plus IL of 0 plus equals IL of 0 minus plus 1 by L. This is what? 0 minus up to what is time t? T is up to 0 plus VL of t into dt. Okay, from 0 minus to 0 plus. Initially it is assumed that switch acts in 0 time. So what you are telling is the time taken for closing of the switch is what? 0 time. So what happens here? If it is 0 time means this value will be 0. Okay, when this becomes 0, so obviously what happens? IL of 0 minus equals IL of 0 plus. Thus what happens? Current through the inductor cannot change instantaneously. What this result tells you is the inductor opposes the sudden change in current. Okay, and now let us consider the capacitor. Okay, you are clear with inductor, okay, and the resistor. Now let us consider the capacitor. Before moving to the capacitor, let us consider inductor element and initial condition. Let us consider inductor. Inductance is L, its equivalent circuit. Okay, instead of inductor you can replace this by equivalent circuit. Okay, at time t is equal to 0 plus. Okay, that is the immediate after the closing of the switch. In if you are given an inductance, okay, and the power is applied, and if the switch is closed, okay, if the switch is closed, what happens? Immediately at time is equal to 0 plus. Okay, immediately after the switch is closed, the inductor acts as what? Open circuit. It acts as what? Open circuit. Immediately after the switch is closed at time t is equal to 0 plus. Okay. Now let us consider this inductor is already carrying some current. Okay, it is already carrying some current I naught. If this is the situation, what happens is, instead of acting as open circuit, it acts as a current source. Okay, it acts as a current source providing a current of I naught. Okay, it acts as a current source providing the current I naught. Okay. Now uh, let us consider at time t is equal to infinity. Okay, this is a time is equal to 0 plus. Now let us consider time is equal to infinity. If you are given an inductance at t is equal to infinity, it will be behaving as what? A short circuit. Okay, it will be behaving as short circuit. You just observe here, at t is equal to 0 plus, it was behaving as what? Open circuit. At t is equal to infinity, is behaving as what? Short circuit. And if there is an inductor and if it is carrying a current I naught, okay, if there is an inductor and if it is carrying a current I naught, it behaves as a short circuit. Along with that, it behaves as a current provider. Okay, it is acting as a current source providing a current of I naught. So this is regarding what? Inductor. Okay, at time t is equal to 0 plus, it behaves as open circuit. At t is equal to infinity, it behaves as a short circuit. You need to remember this. This is very important. Okay, now let us come to the capacitor. So the capacitor opposes the sudden change of voltage. Okay, this is your current I of t. This is the switch, and this is your capacitor. And the equation for the voltage across capacitor is given by 1 by c integration from minus infinity to t I of t into dt. So this integration can be split into what? Again, it will be splitting from minus infinity to 0 minus, and next is 0 minus up to t. Okay, split to two things. Okay, Vc of t, what is this equation? Minus infinity to 0 minus of I of t into dt is this is nothing but the past history of the capacitor. Okay, that is the V of 0 minus. So the past history, if it is carrying any voltage, it is represented by this equation. So writing it as V of 0 minus plus 1 by c into 0 minus t into I of t into dt. At t is equal to 0 plus, we need to evaluate this equation at t is equal to 0 plus. So substitute t is equal to 0 plus, Vc of 0 minus plus 1 by c, 0 minus up to what is t? 0 plus. Okay, so a time taken to switch this is how much? 0. From that is integration from here to here, that is the time taken is what? To go from 0 minus to this one is what? 0. So this becomes what? 0. So this becomes 0. So what? So the result is what? Vc of 0 plus is equal to Vc of 0 minus. So the voltage across capacitor cannot change instantaneously. Okay, the voltage across this cannot change instantaneously. It opposes the sudden change of voltage. So this is regarding the capacitor. Inductor was opposing the sudden change of current, whereas capacitor opposes the sudden change of voltage. Okay, and now let us consider the initial conditions. Okay, if there is a capacitor, okay, if there is a capacitor and if you provide the voltage and close the switch, it behaves as a short circuit at t is equal to time 0 plus. Okay, at t is equal to 0 plus, the capacitor behaves as what? Short circuit. Okay, if the capacitor was carrying some voltage in the previous history, okay, it was carrying some voltage in the previous history, so it can be represented by a voltage source. Okay, it can be represented by voltage source. Next, let's consider initially there is a capacitor at t is equal to infinity, okay, at time t is equal to infinity, it behaves as a open circuit. You observe here, at t is equal to 0 plus, it acts as a short circuit. At t is equal to infinity, it acts as a open circuit. Now, if the capacitor was carrying some voltage in the past history, it can be represented by some voltage source. Okay, so this is regarding the capacitor. Now, let us recap all this in a single table. If there is a resistor, okay, let us consider there is a resistor at time 0 plus. What is this? At time 0 plus, behavior of the circuit. What happens after excitation, that is after the switch is closed, it behaves as resistor itself. Okay, at time t is equal to infinity, again it behaves as what? Resistor itself. Only for this component, okay, remember, only for resistance it behaves as resistor only at t is equal to 0 plus and at t is equal to infinity. Next, if we consider an inductor, okay, if we consider an inductor at t is equal to 0 plus, the inductor behaves as what? Open circuit. And at t is equal to infinity, it behaves as what? Short circuit. Remember, it behaves as open circuit at t is equal to 0 plus, and it behaves as short circuit at t is equal to minus infinity. Okay, if the inductor is carrying some current in the past history, it can be replaced by what? A current source at t is equal to 0 plus. Okay, and it t is equal to infinity, or what can be done? It can be replaced by what? Short circuit along with the current source. Okay, next, if there is a capacitor, okay, if there is a capacitor at t is equal to 0 plus, it behaves as a short circuit, and at t is equal to infinity, it behaves as a open circuit. And in the past history, if the capacitor is carrying some voltage, it can be replaced by some voltage source at t is equal to 0 plus, and it can be replaced by voltage source plus open circuit at time t is equal to infinity. Okay, you just buy this table and remember this properly in order to solve the problems. This is very important to remember this table. uh, make a note of this and make sure you know the conditions properly. So R behaves as same at t is equal to 0 plus and at t is equal to infinity, and inductance behaves as open circuit at t is equal to 0 and short circuit at t is equal to infinity. And if it carries current, means it behaves as a current source, and at infinity it behaves as a current source with short circuit. And the capacitor behaves as a short circuit at t is equal to 0 plus and as open circuit at t is equal to infinity. And if the capacitor is carrying some voltage in the past history, it behaves as a voltage source, and voltage source plus open circuit at t is equal to infinity. So with this, the fundamentals basic, okay, will be